Butter No Parsnips crew, Emily, Kyle, and Seth. I wanted to congratulate you on producing a year of really fantastic, interesting episodes on your podcast and take an opportunity to take some of the words that you've used to write for you well-groomed antiquity guides, harmonious seeds of educational halls that deeply understand the study of words, a haiku using just some of the words that you've covered. Soigner cicerones, eurythmic lyceum pips, grok logology. Again, congratulations. Looking forward to hearing more great episodes.
Lovely.
So amazing.
Isn't that nice?
Truly wonderful. Really good. Was that exclusively our words in that haiku?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Well
A feat that I could
done.
not reach.
Absolutely not.
Welcome to Butter No Parsnips. Every week on Butter No Parsnips, your hosts Emily Moyers and Kyle Imperatore take you on an adventure through the weird, wacky, wonderful, and sometimes even wicked world of one wayside word. Strange characters, delightful bits, and general joyousness abound. Join them as they test each other's etymological expertise. Hey everybody, welcome to Butter No Parsnips. I'm Seth Gliksman.
I'm Emily Moyers.
And I'm Kyle Imperatore.
So, hey, the etymology of anniversary is probably pretty cut and dry for you two, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first part has got to be year, right, Anna?
For sure.
Versary.
Now, Kyle, you have to do the harder
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's what you do. Emily said, yeah, I know this part. Actually, I definitely know this part.
Well, I'm thinking of verse like in poems, where that comes from.
I mean, I think it is. It does come from the same root.
Yeah.
I don't know how necessarily that would be, how it would be meant in the poetry sense, but we'll talk about it in a second. So coined around the year 1200 AD, an anniversary marks the annual return of a certain date in the year, coming from the Latin annus, Kyle behave, for year, and versus, meaning to turn.
Oh.
Yeah, verse comes from a Proto-Indo-European root, which meant like to turn or to bend. The root was wer, W-E-R. I'm wondering, I guess in the poetic sense, it's like the verse is sort of where like shifts can happen, where like a bend in like the narrative maybe? I don't know.
Or it's like if you have a series of, similar verses, then it's sort of like the cyclical feeling of a poem.
Yeah. Okay, well, we figured that out.
Yeah.
Fun thing. It originally referred more specifically to the date of someone's death or the day a saint was martyred. So that really puts a nice sheen on the bottle of wine you just cracked open with the missus.
Are we going to be martyred today?
I was going to say, which of us dies today?
Fun fact, today marks that day for us.
But today does mark that day.
Yes. Well, before we get into that, I just want to say there was another Old English word for anniversary, which was myndag. Any guesses on the translation there? So that's MYNDD, that AE symbol, and then G.
Myndag. Well, the dag has got to be just day.
Yeah. You can, if you can go on that logic, you can get the other half.
Yeah, is it just like my day?
Oh, no, so close.
Mind day?
Mind day, yeah, it meant mind day, and mind
Like
in
mind,
the sense.
like remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it meant memory or remembrance, which I just think is so much more pleasant than like the time aspect. Like any day can be a mind day, you know?
Yeah.
Remember that, lovers out there. Never hurts to reflect every now and then.
I would argue that sometimes it does hurt to reflect every
That's
now
true.
and then.
Yeah. Every day can't be mine today. And Emily, you said it. Another thing on anniversaries, Butter No Parsnips is celebrating ours.
Hey,
Hey, you guys did it. You survived
Party
one
poppers.
whole year Oh, good. Yeah, that was a really loaded party popper. It sounded like a ball just fell out of it.
Like no fizz or anything.
I think I just burst someone's eyeball instead. I don't know.
Yeah, party popper. Oh! Yeah, come on, let's keep doing party poppers. I've only got 2 more myself. But yeah, you survived a whole year of etymological exploits. How do you two feel?
I feel like Emily should talk first.
She knows the answer.
Yeah, because Kyle would have waffled on it for another year. Feeling good. I feel like the work has paid off, you know?
That's nice. That's good.
And it has been work.
It has been work. It's been a lot of work. But
Yeah,
man, we've been putting it in.
It feels surreal because I feel like we've gotten to a point where it's kind of like second nature to us. Like Emily and I were talking the other day about how it's like, yeah, like, all right, we got an episode coming up and it's just like, yeah, well, we'll just bang that episode out. Like, we got this, you know, we're in like a kind of routine. So it feels like it's just a part of our, I can't remember a time before Butter No Parsnips.
I can't remember when we started working on it.
Yeah.
It's just a blur from February to August. Some point we started.
To put that into perspective, you two both have more than 33 published hours of podcasting on the internet, and that's to say nothing of what's been cut and what's on our Patreon and what's been cut from our Patreon.
Yeah.
So you have quite the amount of time recorded, and that is just out there in the world. Your voices.
You could find it.
There's proof you existed.
We will go down for millennia.
We're going to send it out to the aliens like in Contact. That's going to be the way that we get to them.
I think they just have email.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredimail.
Incredible.
Incredimail.
I don't know what Incredimail is. I kind of was just going
like
along
you did, though.
with it. Yeah, mainly because it's just like, I feel like it would be a really silly thing for an alien to have something called Incredimail.
Sure.
But Kyle's, he's probably talking about some sort of Russian proxy site.
I use it every day. Das Vidanya.
I liked that had a little arc. It started somewhere, went up, and then came back down. But for our listeners, we want to make sure that this is clear. This will be an anniversary special, but it won't be like one of those 100th episode specials you see on TV, where just the cast and producers come out and stroke their own egos for like 40 minutes, and you get absolutely nothing out of it.
No, we're only going to stroke our ego for like 10 minutes tops.
Yeah. And the best part is that, like, for the rest of the episode, like, we don't even need to do it ourselves because we got our guests and listeners to do it.
Nice.
Yeah. So Emily, how are they going to be doing that?
They're doing it with poetry. You've already heard our dear friend Arna Christensen's Ode to B&P at the top of this episode. It was so lovely. Arna was from our digestion episode. Thank you so much, Arna, for that lovely poem. And throughout this episode, you're going to hear other poetry written by our guests and at least one listener and also us. The catch is that we were all tasked with using as many of the words we've covered over the past year as possible in those poems. So buckle up for some creative uses.
Wow, everyone's so creative.
Yeah, everybody's so creative. So speaking of creative uses,
I'm excited.
And trying to use as many words as possible.
Is anyone else sweating?
I am, because every time Kyle's brought up his poem for the past week, it's been like,
I'm sure.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You guys are going to hate this.
He's been sitting there tapping a pencil against his chin, just like, what's the last level of hell called?
Screw it, I'll make my own. So I think I'll take the honor of kicking things off with my poem.
Please
Does
do.
that sound good to you guys?
Yeah, definitely.
We have no choice. It's in the script.
No choice.
Yay.
So do you want an explanation or an apology before the poem or after the poem?
No. I want to go in raw. I want to see what you came up with.
No prefacing, Kyle.
Oh boy. All right.
I'm strapped in.
I'm scared.
I'll see if I can get through this with a straight face in one take. Okay. All right, everybody. Without further ado, here is a little poem that I wrote entitled Anniversary ABCdery. An altisonant anchoress, olagog with a flatus, asked, Are aporetic atomists really what made us? Because Billingsgate babble goes by in a blip. Ballatronic, Barmecidal, Banjo-Froggian, Hip, Coxcomic and Chuggy. Now this made her chortle. Can cavils and calumnies make one immortal? Dear dysplastic deity, deliver daybreak from these digestive nightmares of dreamers wide awake. Eureka! Evidently, eulogic euphoria is Epicurean, eurythmic, and an epic euphoria. Flinging foofaras fabulous, this febrifacient female fled to fill in filial fishwives on their foolish featherbed. God-fearing girlies, the group greatly grokked her thence, grouchy grognards griping garish gaga-doo-doo nonsense. Hopped into hyperdrive, the high muck-a-muck, helped heave the hagyarks out the hell they were stuck. I interrupt ire for an itsy irroration of instructing incunabula in ingordigitation. Just juvenile jelly beans and jovial joicing, like Jamblicus jumping for joy or bad choicing. Chaos! Karmic knights clasping Kingsley kimonos, kidnapped kind kinder, a kleptomanono.
It's just he's gotta run out at one point.
He's not even halfway through the alphabet.
Keep it going.
Lunatical. Okay. Oh.
I know he's gonna make something up at one. I just know it.
Keep it going. Keep it going, Kyle.
Okay. Lunatical legions leapt logomachic on lovely lichnoscopic ladies, lest lexiconicon mar merry men till mojophonic and mimsy, must maul the manual of mandates and whimsy, of nasty neologisms, nicknames, and nonce, for novices navigate nobler nun haunts. Omophagy or obliteration, they offered. To occultist outlanders ogling ominous oaths proffered, please pray for peace. For a pip of a potlatch, with Popinjay's picnic. On parchment we'll plot, scratch a quincunx of quarks, of quibbles and choirs, of questions of Quigley's quaffed quaint with queer friars.
So good.
Absolutely.
Rang rare did this recheat for religious reeling rakes. Repululating replicants, realizing, reawakes sodalicium's syllabaric, soigner smaragdinous sensations, skookum signalese soothes septembrizing spaghettifications. Tantivy, told this tautonymic taunt, telling Trismegist Tellurians to toddle, throttle, vaunted, undulating undaunted ughs and uhs and erps, unpretentious, unabashed, uncomplicatedly usurps, vorpal voids of veggie verbiage, vain and vacant, verified. Victory voiced on virtuous vellum, verdure vivid, valued, vide. Whatsoever one's war winner, watchful women, wizards wise, world-class wards wish warmth and wonder, worthy word-peckers surmise. Examples expert and expansive are inexorably linked, like xylographic Xeroxes where exonyms are inked. You yawn? You should yoik! Yelp! Yahoo! Yodel! Yay! Your yucky yokel youthfulness was yeeted yesterday.
Oh my god.
Zealously we zigzag to the end of this insanity. Zany zenith zippered? No, I'm sure you'll find this all Zemblanity.
Bravo. Listen. If you're listening right now and you're wondering why we let him go first, I don't know. I should have realized that the machinations behind that man's brain. Aerobics. Oh my god. It's like a lesson from Hakeem Jeffries.
Kyle, so
that's
good.
My poem.
Very
Thanks.
Good, Kyle.
Wow.
Very good. And
I did my best.
First off, it should be said that now I understand why you've been so adamant about getting this dictionary together. Because you basically have been using every single word for your poem.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I want to do an ABCdery, I was like, how do I do this and it not just be like just one word of every letter of the alphabet? And then I was like, oh, we have so many like letters that we haven't even covered. So like, what do I do? And I was like, oh, I just gotta make it longer.
It was very, very good, Kyle. That was a very good poem.
Thank you very much.
So
really
that's a great lead in to this question, which is just, what's been your favorite word that the other has covered?
Yeah, we've got a lot, you know?
Yeah, Kyle just went down all of them.
And so many more.
I did a lot of them, yeah.
I was thinking about this, and I think my favorite word that you've done is lyceum.
Really?
Yeah. And not just because...
I knew you were going to bring it up. I knew you were going to bring it up.
You guys, Kyle and I just saw Indiana Jones 5, and we won't spoil the movie for you, but I will say that the Venn diagram of words defined by Kyle on this podcast and words defined by Phoebe Waller-Bridge in Indiana Jones 5 has an overlap of 2 words, which is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think most of Emily's words were in Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first word in Oppenheimer is spaghettification. Just black screen.
Yeah. It's just it starts in on black, utter silence, and just Cillian Murphy just going spaghettification.
Strangely enough, it's also how Barbie starts.
Pink screen though.
Pink screen, yes. But no, lyceum, it's a fun word. I liked all the different contexts that you walked us through with that word, and I don't really use it, but I like knowing it.
It's cool because it's like a physical thing, you know? So it's like something that it's like, oh, I can actually attribute something to this, you know?
Yeah.
It's not too heady, I guess.
It also just had a rich history.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it felt
it did.
like a history I could picture and want to be a part of.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly American history. That was a weird turn in it.
Very cool. I liked that one.
Yeah.
Emily, my favorite word of yours, we've already said a number of times in this episode, but was grok. Absolutely. I feel
Grok
like
was fun.
the three of us have so embedded grok into our vocabulary already.
have.
Like it's as if we were born knowing the word, you know?
It's also just been like, I don't know how often people may have been using that word prior to that episode, but like there's been a couple times now where I've noticed someone just use it passively. Now, again, I sort of work in science communication, so like people are going to have a sci-fi background, but like it is just sort of like it has popped up a few times where I've now had to like think back and be like, how many times did I just think somebody was saying you rock?
Yeah.
Like how many times did I just justify the fact that they threw a G in there?
Wow, they've got a weird speech impediment.
Yeah, it's crazy because like when we did that episode, I said like, this is a word that gets used. This is a word you might hear.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I said it, I wasn't sure if I believed it, but it is true.
Yeah.
Seth, you praise us now.
Everyone's so creative. No, I always go back to Scrofula. I know it's like a very early
so
episode.
good.
Scrofula was the one that I had the most fun like assisting like in post-production.
Good
And,
edits on that one.
And I really like I think we talked about this like in a Patreon episode when we were talking about how we sort of brought the podcast together. It was just like that's like the sort of thing I would really like to get into doing more. It's just like there's just so much that goes on in the world, you know?
You know, time marches ever on.
Time marches ever on, but
Seth
it's
can't
always
get
on
to
our
it
mind.
because of the Ukraine war.
Yeah. That's honestly, I've been going into work with that excuse a lot lately. Yeah, sorry I didn't get this project in. It's just Ukraine, am I right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
Terrible.
murmuring.
Just wander off.
Seth, you know what other one was really good for your edits was picnic, just for the wow. What's the word?
I don't know. The musical stings? Like
yes, I just can't remember the word.
talk about oh god.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I do know what I do. Eugenics.
Interludes?
Eugenics.
Oh,
Thank you.
eugenics.
All I could think was euthanasia.
Yeah, eugenics I purposefully kept
was
out of
funny.
my poem.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's get on to our next poet, who is a good friend of the show and of Emily's.
Yes.
She was our first guest ever, Jackie Quaranto. So get your snapping fingers ready, because here comes...
Butter No Parsnips, a distillation. Is there a word to describe this podcast? An aporia for the ages. How does one distill an ABC to read down from a choir's worth of pages? A food word could make sense, of course, which brings to mind spaghettification. But buteraceous would be more accurate given the dairy implications. One could say picaresque, perhaps, for its adventured, unstructured way, but that makes me feel a high muck-a-muck, a coxcomb popinjay. There are many scientific terms that I simply couldn't pick, like tautonym, digestion, scrofula, and picnic. It does make use of Billingsgate, ironically not in episode 1, and is an act of autoschediasm, unique logilistic fun. Still, none of these feel just quite right, so let's pivot to a lipo. This hobble quince, a corgi aims, a geo rising duo. A goopy hampi mourns, the darn grog tiny vat, while a fine sir managed nebula ink, an anagram just like that. Okay, that congeries of nonsense was quite a reach, I must admit, but I won't commit a calumny in order to find the perfect writ. We could try a behoovery like Soigné Cicerone for our wonderful elegant guides through the world of words and phonemes. I may resort to electromancy if there's no answer beyond the bend. It really is emblanidus, this journey without end. Wait, I've been struck with an afflatus. Perhaps nothing Tellurian will fit, but a nonce could fill this lexical void, so I present you all with bimp. An adjective, origin unknown, first used in 23, a hapax legomemnon, definition hazy. It's the feeling of a Google search on an ice-cold autumn night, where you spiral further and further down until the morning's light. A funny phrase, a giggle fit in your personal lyceum. Tears fill up your September eyes, the words blur till you can't see 'em. It's that feeling of apricity, the hallmark of BIMP, with bouts of mirthful logomachy and cavils and quips. There's definitely a strange charm to it, this brand new made-up word. One I grok implicitly, a caravanserai for nerds. So, my eurythmic journey comes to an end, my quincux finds its pips. No more suffering through modrophonia. Bimp means butter no parsnips.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
So good.
That's so amazing.
Jackie, that was so sweet and so personal and beautiful.
It's so good and taught us a new word.
And taught us a new word.
You guys, Jackie's amazing.
Jackie is amazing.
And were all those like nonsense words, were those all anagrams or
There
and
are
plus-
a bunch of anagrams in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely, for sure. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's for everyone listening, you should know that there's a whole chart about what's going on in that poem. And I don't know how I'll make sure you can understand how much work went into that. Just know it's a spreadsheet.
I want to understand that because before I heard that poem, Jackie texted me to say, yeah, I've got my spreadsheet going. And I'm like, what can that possibly mean, Jackie?
Just like a scoregami chart, but for BNP words.
So one of the stipulations we provided when soliciting for the poems was that they could apply the concept of the words. That's Jackie probably applying the anagrams, but also if somebody had used redhead in place of the literal use of bahuvrihi, that also would have counted. T. Campbell from our logology episode definitely did just that. He submitted a very visual poem, and while I know he was eager to have us parse it out on air, I think the visual nature of the thing just lends itself to being posted on our social media for like hashing out there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll have like a companion piece with the poem, and Emily and Kyle, like, you can just like spend like a half an hour of like your day together just going back and forth about what you think each piece of this poem means. So if you go to @Butter No Parsnips podcast, you'll see that up probably shortly after this episode.
Yeah, and if you check it on Monday afternoon, you might see it happening live.
Yes. I do want to thank T for submitting and for the crossword he made us when his episode was released. An update on him for everyone. The second issue of the Journal of Wordplay is in the works. I think their deadline might have just passed. And at the time of this recording, he's up to P in the Ubercross Episteria. And you can check that out at ubercross.com. Have you two been keeping up with that? Because I know you two were trying to do some of them.
We have not done a
Listen,
crossword in far too long.
Yeah, we started to do one of the lowercase ones, and then my brain exploded.
The lowercase ones are tough too. He's a mad genius.
They're very hard. Great, like good.
Yeah, and to clarify, the uppercase letter crosswords have literal 1,000 clues in them.
Yeah.
The lowercase ones are much, much, much smaller, but yeah, they still really do get you.
But in a great way. Like they're so cleverly written.
Yeah.
And just fun to do when you don't get frustrated.
Which I think taps into something that I'm not sure that the wider audience recognizes, which is that we three are friends that do stuff together like crosswords. And like, this isn't like a podcast deal. Like, we weren't composed by like a record company. We just know each other, and we decided to put this podcast together.
We are a band of buffoons.
Sometimes they'll be like, oh, Emily and Seth, and they'll be like, oh, you're podcast partners. I'm like, they're my friends.
They're my partners in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
My partners in crime. Don't tell anybody.
Although it does sometimes reach a point where
Although I do hate you guys.
no, it reaches a point where we need to schedule time to hang out with Seth as a friend, because most of the time we talk to Seth, it is business. We gotta pencil in, like, today is Mario Kart only, and if anybody brings up the podcast,
it's
they're
over.
Out.
It's over.
When people ask me how Seth's doing, and I'd be like, I have no idea. And they're like, don't you talk to him every day? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't ask him how he's doing.
They're just meetings.
Yeah. We get work done.
I don't know if you guys remember, but Emily might have mentioned a work-life balance in a recent episode.
Yeah, buddy, it's gone.
Okay. All right. Okay, I guess I don't want to go last with the poems.
Yeah.
Because mine is bad.
No.
Mine is bad. So I'm going to read mine now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be great, Seth. I have full faith.
I know that it's not.
It's going to be fine.
Okay.
No. Seth, we just got done saying we're your friends, which means we'll support you even if this sucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now I don't even know. I won't even know if it sucks.
Nope,
No, we'll be
won't.
honest with you.
No, you will. Okay, let me just I didn't have a name for it, but then I wrote this script and I called it On and On.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna lose this real fast, so I'm probably gonna have to do a couple. Listen, Kyle, you're really good at rhythm, and I'm not. All right. Okay. Oh God. Why am I so nervous? It's because I know I'm going to screw it up. Because
You gotta just do it.
Yeah.
Just charge in headlong.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pax Legomenon, one-time phenomenon, butter no parsnips, pip-pip, and on. Etymological cicerones, one soigné, the other coxcomb, and no homophonia on the mic for Arnott, Jess, Jackie, and Mike. Put 'em together, and they're no punks. Get 'em together, a wordy quincunx. Lo, Gomiki, lo, gology, if I am play, etymology, a conjurees of obscure words, a lyceum of things unheard. Buteracious for those who grok is now a shibboleth for this show's block. And that's just B of our ABCdery. A's an anagram, C's a calumny, get to the end, now that's imblanity. See what's next, electriomancy. Now that's not how the word is said. I'm no Simon Pure to what is read, a high muck, a useless caviller, a Mr. Brown to Mark Twain's traveler. Picture a picnic picaresque, sitting at a picnic picturesque. A persody, aporia, eurythmia, euphoria, that's a lot to have digest. Kyle and Emily make do, though. Even when it came to a lippo, no Pop and J's on this show. It's a hoot like Boobo, but we do have a dark side. Max was Septemberized, King Ubu, spaghettified, Scrofula, the king's lie, then those fucking fishwives. But relax and breathe. Think of a Smaragdan Sea. These words, they come to you, autoschediastically. There's choir incunable afflatus tantivi. Pages and books all divinely come quickly. Tellurian caravanserai. That's just Earth, two passersby. And sushi's not sushi without some homophagy. 5252, that's a scorigamy. Crazy pants, wait for me to say it. Grognards won't let me play it. 3 quarks for Mustard Mark, though, and I may just wash away it. Cause I'm ingordigious for the words that BMP brings me through the squint of Spotify as the host softly sing me old words that are new, nonce words that are few. Listen every week and you'll see too that it's Hey Pax Legomenon, the year-long phenomenon. Butter No Parsnips, praise the Lexiconicon.
Oh my gosh.
Seth, I was trying to stay silent because I didn't want to mess up your rhythm, but I was freaking out through that whole poem.
Oh my god.
Seth,
Seth, how could you think that wasn't good?
you're a regular Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I hope not.
No, that was like 90s rapping, you know?
Oh,
it
yeah.
was.
It was so good.
It was really good, Seth. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Oh man.
So good.
I'm
It
glad
really
you liked it.
incredible, Seth. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you liked it.
I loved every word of that so much.
What brought you to that format, Seth?
I wrote the first 4 lines, which was Hey Pax Legomenon, year-long phenomenon, Butter No Parsnips, pip pip and on. And I was like, wow, I have no choice.
Yeah, absolutely not. Once you get started there, it's the ending of a Will Smith movie. You gotta wrap it out, you know?
But it's really fantastic.
Yes, and one of the things in that poem, which you'll remember, is Get 'em Together, a wordy quincunx. What was it?
Our guests?
Yeah, our guests. We've had so many good guests on this show in the past year, like genuinely 5 like incredible guests.
Yeah, we really
so
lucked
many
out
good
every
guests.
single time.
Yeah, and like they showed us not only like what we could do as a podcast, but also truly like interesting perspectives into words, like as a true testament of like what language can do and like where it can lead you from like one totally disparate field to another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how have you two felt about that?
I mean, for me, it's not even just what you said about leading between different fields of study and connecting them, but how we've used the discussion of language as a bridge for human communication. How we've we've gained friends, through talking about language. And that to me is just super special.
Yeah, we are constantly marveling at the fact that like, boy, we just have like a little community of like word nerds over such a wide span of of culture. It's sometimes things that like I don't think I'm going to be interested in, and then I am fascinated by.
So interested, yeah.
I want to make sure to shout out to Jess. Jess wasn't able to write us a poem, but that's because Jess literally has like a book coming out in 2 months.
Yeah. Words from Hell.
Words from
Pre-order
Hell
now.
at Useless Etymology, at Jessiferis. But she was our second guest after Jackie. Jackie helped us like get our sea legs, and like once like we were handling Jess, it was just like, whoa. Whoa, there's a whole world.
Yeah. But like she was so great because like when we had Jackie on, we kind of felt like, okay, this is an okay test run because like Jackie's our friend and she won't hate us.
Yeah,
but like
she
Jess
won't
was
hate
like,
us.
This is a professional who does not know us from Adam. But she was like so warm and lovely and such a great guest and so just nice.
Yeah,
to
and
hang
so
with.
fun and knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Mike. Oh gosh, Mike. Mike at Tottenham's. We want to make sure to give him a little bit of a congratulations as well. He got the paper that he was talking about, the proposal to accept botanical Tottenhams accepted to the journal Taxon. That was officially accepted, and that is like a really incredible, awesome thing.
Yeah.
We are so excited for him.
Yeah, and
for the world.
yeah. And I we mentioned T and Arna, like both of their fields, like just like between T, Arna, and Mike, it was just like
we can make it in the science world.
Yeah.
Crap, you guys.
Yeah, it just like really like branched us out there, which was really great.
On the subject of all of these fantastic guests, Kyle, I believe you have a poem at hand by one of these guests.
Yes, I do, Emily. This comes from Mike Steffen, who we just spoke about, and you may remember from our Tautonyms episode. He's the page runner for @Tautonyms on Instagram, and he's written us quite the doozy, which I have not yet looked at.
Cold read.
So this is a cold read, but here is from Mike Steffen @Tautonyms. I do not like parsnips with butter. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
I do not like parsnips with butter. Fine words like homophagy I shall not utter. Not with Moyers, not with Seth. I reject Kyle's shibboleth. I don't grok Cicerone's appeal. Just another word for coxcomb. What's the deal? Do we need 2 words that mean the same thing? Shall I continue with apory or begin cavilling? It must be Big Dictionary creating these words just to sell us more abecedaries and choirs. Absurd. I propose we consolidate redundant words at once. We can start with Hapax legominance. The Bahuvrihian approach will make language a breeze by simplifying congeries of words with ease. Do we really need 3 words for loud or rough speech? Or can we just call it Majifo Billings Callum Nietzsche? Other words are Ulipian, for high muckamucks only, not for you or me or grognards that are lonely. I don't even know what most of these words mean. I had to look them up in my incunable from 1215. Still, other words are needlessly long, like Zemblanity, a word meaning wrong. The picnic Tellurian with a caravanserai quark is just a stout man at a hotel who's a dork. So your squint is smaragdin? What do you mean? A hole in your church is emerald green. See how much easier this is to say without those long words all in the way? Other times the words are hard to digest, being ambiguous and Simon impure at best. Take Popinjay and Pip. Together they tell of electriomancy or interpersonal hell. There are words that mislead with how they appear. Septembrize is not linked to the month of the year. Buteraceous is not a beauty to marry, but something to do with butter or dairy. Just an aside and to break the fourth wall, this poem is strange and I need to use all of the words from the podcast, but how do I say things like quincunx, scrofula, and soigner? Perhaps in this stanza I can rush tantivy and autoschediastically just chivvy a few of these words from their lexical Jeroboam. Okay, enough of that, now back to the poem. The worst are the words that try to be clever, like spaghettification, which means stretching forever. Knock knock, who is there? Say tautonyms, folk. Except that for them, that's the end of the joke. Knock knock, you see us there.
Yeah, it's 2, I get it.
Yeah, I got it.
Emily didn't get it for a while.
No, absolutely not. Didn't get
it. These picaresque words have a tiresome status. Not one of them comes from a godly afflatus. Apricity means warm winter sun. It anagrams into icy tapir. Wow, how fun. At last we have words about words themselves. Logology and logomachy belong on the shelves of a dusty old lyceum for Aristotelian scholars. Ingordigious for knowledge, but not shot callers. I do not like parsnips with butter. Fine words like scorigami make me shudder. Wayward and eurythmic though they may be, these words are not for me.
So good.
Beautiful, Mike.
So good.
Incredible.
Really,
So good.
really good. And with a lovely drawing.
Yes. For those of you at home, I mean, I'm sure we'll share this picture.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is a what appears to be some sort of Susian bird.
It's a popinjay.
a Susian popinjay, a part of an electromantic ritual, bedazzled with pips.
Yes, but my favorite thing about it is that it appears to have been drawn on a napkin.
Yes, 1,000%.
Which means he just did it so casually in the middle of lunch.
Really like to imagine he was in the middle of a huge case that had massive repercussions.
Like he's in court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so good, Mike. Thank you so much.
So good, Mike.
I love that poem.
God, I love it.
I love this little popinjay. I loved every bit of that.
I love that we're just gonna have a collection of poems that we can publish.
I'm saying, I think maybe like a little chapbook.
Yeah, it's like our own.
And then we can put a book curse
chicken
at the end
soup
of it.
for the soul.
Then we can put that's
book
right,
curse.
Emily. Then we can put a book curse at the end of it.
So cheerful about
That's
it.
what it needs.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm just stalling because I don't want to follow that up.
It's your time now.
It is.
Emily,
It
to
is.
shine.
I'm going to read my poem now. And mine, I didn't have a title for it either, but I'm going to hastily title it now. Puck the Picaroon.
Oh no, this is like Tiny Tim from Turnip Town.
And,
It was
and
Teeny Ted.
no, it was Tiny Tim.
No, it was
No,
Teeny
it wasn't.
Ted.
We just said Tiny Tim.
Everybody go listen to our Patreon episode on Epic Nims. Is that the Epic Nims episode?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
Epic
yeah, I think
Nips
so.
one. Yeah.
Go listen to that. And now, Emily, you've had enough time.
All right. This is Puck the Picaroon, and it should be stated that these 5 stanzas are arranged quincuncially, and that's how I got that word in.
Beautiful.
I wish. Okay, what else can you reveal to us before you read the poem?
They were also made with they were written with the blood of a fish wife. So
And there's a book curse at the end. Yay!
Yay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Ahem.
Oh.
There once was a
German.
young rascal named Puck, who pippingly professed himself a high muckamuck. Unmistakably immature, no one thought him Simon Pure. His Abderian laughter revealed him a schmuck. Puck's Lyceum days were quickly done. 11 plus 2 equals 12 plus 1. The lowlife would orate between congeries of Billingsgate, filling his abecedary with logomachy just for fun. Puck tried to play a cicerone for the pay, showing the sights to some soigné popinjay. 10 Timmy, he cried, eyes a squint, coin espied, but his ingordigiousness gave him away. I'll quire a fake incunable, thought he. The old grognards'll pay thousands, I'll be carefree. Alas, apparetic indecision and lack of eurythmic vision made a counterfeit of poor quality. Perhaps he could earn a butyratious buck serving food at an omophagist's potluck. But as Puck rudely cavilled, his host's patience unraveled. The Zemblanitis fate of that rascal named Puck.
Incredible, Emily.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
I love the limerick format was such a good way to go.
Emily loves limericks.
I have fun doing limericks.
Emily loves limericks.
I do.
Puck the
Yes, and that whole
Picaroon.
story, I think, qualifies as a picaresque because it follows all the characteristics of a picaresque.
Is Puck a boy?
What?
What is Puck?
It's a boy in the poem.
It's like no, but like
I'm not sure I understand the question.
it's like a human boy.
In my head, yeah, but it
Okay.
doesn't have to be, I guess.
No, I
think
guess
it
I was.
should be an animal.
Oh, I was thinking a cup of pudding.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the story was a picaresque, and it was shaped like a quincunx, and 11 plus 2 and 12 plus 1 are anagrams, and I got low life in there. That's a Bahu.
11 plus 2 and 12 plus 1 are anagrams for what?
For each other.
Oh, the numbers are
11
gotcha,
plus
gotcha.
2 written
11.
out is an anagram of 12 plus 1 written out.
Wait, we in words?
In words.
Wow.
That's crazy, everybody. Everybody, you're getting this for the first time.
That is
This is the
incredible.
first we've
Coming
ever heard
live.
of this. This is breaking
We'll
now.
give you more as this story develops.
That's crazy. That's so much fun.
Emily, that's really good. I'm so glad we're all poets and we didn't know it.
Kyle's a
I knew
double
Kyle
poet.
was a poet.
Really?
So that was wrong, Kyle, when you said that back there.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I did have that sonnet phase back in the 1500s.
All right. Well, with that, there's really only one thing left to do, which is a pillar of this podcast that I don't think can be highlighted enough, which is the game segment. This is a game I call Mind Egg.
Oh my gosh.
Which you recall means Mind Day or Day of Remembrance. And so the heart of this game is simple. I'm going to ask you what are essentially trivia questions about things that have been introduced to the world within the time that Butter No Parsnips has been on the air.
Oh.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In March of 2023, the Light podcast debuted on Audible. It's based on a book written by the host titled The Light We Carry and has featured guests from Conan O'Brien to Oprah Winfrey. Who is the host?
Wow.
Y'all should be ashamed.
Is this the past year?
I feel like, is it a singular host?
Mm-hmm.
I really hope I'm not wrong, but I feel like it's Michelle Obama.
You got it.
That's what I was gonna say. It was either
you got
Michelle
it.
or
Nice.
Barack.
Cool. Yeah, terrific. So yeah, it's based on The Light We Carry, which I believe came out last year. Next up. This song, released April 7th, 2023, reached 56 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the artist's first solo single to chart. A surprising feat for a song only 1 minute and 35 seconds long.
What?
It's that rap. My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds, right?
Thank you for your confidence, but no.
Can we evict Kyle from the podcast?
Kyle was evicted like 3 years ago from the podcast.
It wouldn't be a podcast episode without it.
A minute long?
Minute 35 seconds, Emily. That's important.
What the hell song can that be?
Okay, let's see. Who was famous this past year?
Yeah, there was only like 3 or 4 people, so we should be able to narrow this down pretty easily.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can know this one at all.
I don't think I know either, yeah.
All right. The answer was Peaches by Jack Black.
Oh my god.
Black is officially credited as Bowser for the song.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't you feel like a real dope?
Oh my god. Oh.
All right. Next up. Joining the ghoulish gang of breakfast cereal monsters, which includes Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Fruit Brute, this undead DJ cousin of Frankenberry was announced in June of 2023.
Kyle better know this, because he buys every dumb cereal that goes on the shelves.
No, they added a new one? I'm going crazy. I mean, the only one you didn't mention there is, I thought it was an old one, though. There's a mummy guy. His name's like Fruity Tooty Mummy.
Yeah, Fruity Yummy Mummy, but Fruity Yummy Mummy was discontinued years ago.
Wow, they introduced a DJ? A zombie DJ. How have I not eaten this cereal? I want it now.
There's a pretty valid reason for why you haven't eaten it.
It's only sold in Zemblin.
The undead DJ cousin of Frankenberry was announced in June of 2023.
Oh, it hasn't come out yet. So I've got something to look forward to.
We would only know this if we've been trolling the cereal news.
So I'm going to guess that it's...
I mean, based on like the structure of these names, you might be able to get it, but I'll give you one single guess.
I'm trying to think, if it's a zombie, what kind of food would it be? Undead skeleton. Maybe it's skeleton sours. Sour cereal.
Yum! No, it is Carmella Creeper. The cereal doesn't seem to be available yet, but a new Monster Mash called Monster Mash Remixed is going to be released, coinciding the release of Carmella Creeper.
Because Monster Mash is just all of them together, right?
Yep. All right, your last question.
I'm excited for that.
So far, I think only Emily has a point.
I like this scenario.
Developed by OpenAI and initially released in November of 2022, this LLM was absolutely...
Not fair. You have to wait till the question's finished and buzz in.
This LLM was absolutely no help in writing this question.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I tried to get it to write the question because I thought that would be novel, and this is what it came up with. What innovative language model developed by OpenAI is based on the GPT 3.5 architecture and goes by the name that combines the words chat and GPT?
So funny.
Thanks, AI.
Yeah, thanks, AI, for helping me get an easy second point and squashing Kyle into the dust.
And now, as we celebrate Emily's victory, as we always do at the end of every episode, and we close out this anniversary episode, I wanted to read this last poem, which was submitted by Stephen I., one of our patrons on Patreon. You cannot see them, hosts Emily and Kyle. My fave Lyceum.
Oh,
Wow. Would it be you cannot see them so that it rhymes with Lyceum?
I mean, maybe. I don't know if he was going for the rhyme.
Oh, that's fair. Haikus don't gotta rhyme.
well, that was wonderful. Thanks, Dad. I love it. And this is as good a moment as any to thank all of our loyal patrons on Patreon. We say it at the end of every episode, but I think it especially rings true as we reach this milestone. You really do help us make what we make, from our podcasts to our TikToks to the Word of the Day posts. Your support truly means everything. Thank you.
So, an absolutely massive thank you to Stephen I., Fran, Jessica M., Lori M., Pensive Primate, Rob R., Day D, Heather B., and Monica of Top Music. For only $5, they are all getting access to our exclusive podcast, Butter Parsnips, our Afterthoughts posts, our behind-the-scenes updates, and all sorts of miscellaneous stuff.
And we hope that by next year, we can be saying your name. So head on over to patreon.com/butternoparsnips to make that happen.
And if you can't send us any monetary support, just get our name out there. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Tell your friends and family about us. Right now, this is a part-time gig for all three of us, and we are running the whole show. So even just word-of-mouth support can mean the world to us.
Yes, and with that, I've been Emily Moyers.
I've been Kyle Imperatore.
And I've been Seth Gliksman, and this has been a year of Butter No Parsnips.
Woo! Party poppers!
Bang, bang, bang,
You two
fireworks.
both screamed in the same pitch, and it was very jarring.
We're like a Sims game.
Dag, dag.
Dag, 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 dag.
OBJ! Whoa!